Dr. Hanan, good afternoon. We can actually edit all of that. So
okay.
don't worry about it, okay? And how are you doing? Welcome to our program, Protocolos. That's how we say that in Spanish, Protocolos.
Protocolos.
Protocolos. Uh-huh.
Okay, good, good. Well, thank you. I'm doing very, very well, Henry. And buenos dias to you and to everyone else. I'm very excited about being able to share some information with everybody. So I'm ready. You let me know what you're interested in.
Absolutely. Okay, so I like to start by clearing, because we sometimes assume we might have the right definition for things, right? But sometimes we assume what it is and we don't have it. And that's the word protocol. What does a protocol mean from the medical point of view?
Right. Okay. So protocol has to do with the program. Okay. It is the step-by-step program that a person is going to go through in order to reach a defined goal. That's all it is. It's just the program.
Very good. Mm-hmm. The next thing is we want to know a little bit about you. Okay. I know a lot about you, but we would like to know about you.
Okay. Well, I come from a long line of medical professionals. My mother was a nurse. My grandmother was a nurse. And when I first started out in 1979, I was just a little tiny baby as a nurse. I actually was going to medical school. And I don't probably need to tell you the whole story, but midway through that, I changed my mind because in medical school, everything was about pharmacology, just about the pills and the medicine, and that wasn't quite what I wanted to do. So I became a naturopath instead.
Okay. Naturopathic doctor. I got that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Because, for me, what I really wanted to study, what I was excited about was finding out what the causes of diseases are in the body. And that's what I thought I was going to learn in medical school, And the first pre-med conference I went to, there were thousands of people there. And I was so excited, and I sat down and they started giving a case study about a young girl who had problems with her menstrual cycle. And I was like, oh, good. I'm now going to learn what the cause is and what to do to solve it. And they talked about it, and they gave the problem. And then they immediately said, and this is the pill you use. So as a naturopath, I now learn what the true causes of disease and disorder in the body.
Got it. Well, good. Now that makes sense. If that's what you want to do and you start finding something different, you're like, wait a minute, this is a joke or a game. Something's going on.
Right. So I opened my first clinic in Los Angeles in 1993. And by 1996, I had 5 separate clinics. And I also had the largest mobile medical clinic in the county of Los Angeles that wasn't owned by the county. And what I did was I went to homeless shelters and to drug and alcohol treatment centers and got people clean using detoxification and supplements and natural methods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then in 98, I joined staff at World Literacy Crusade in 99. And then I started doing a lot of international work. I really like going to developing countries and setting up clinics and educational centers and teaching mothers and teaching the villages how to take care of themselves. So I've done programs in the Dominican Republic and in Puerto Rico and all over Africa, just different places like that. I really like that kind of work.
Wow.
Yeah.
You haven't told me all of these things. I don't know about you. I thought I knew everything about you.
No.
Yo sabía todo de ella, pero no, esto no me había contado. No, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we haven't had the time. We're working and we're studying, so we really didn't get into all this, but that's kind of like the 25-cent tour of the last maybe 35 years, yeah?
Okay. All right. Now, this is exciting. And like I told you last night, I love the point, the fact that we finally made it here.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
You and I putting things together, all these missing pieces, we're putting it together, and we finally have it here.
Yeah.
So I just basically told them a brief story, another 25-cent story of since we met and what we've been doing, what we're working forward towards, and so on.
Right.
Finally here. Okay. All right. Now, the first question, as I wrote down, I've been doing surveys, by the way. These questions come out of surveys, hundreds of surveys.
Okay.
So here's the question, and it's sort of like a common question kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, okay, so we have LifeWave.
Mm-hmm.
LifeWave is, I'm living proof of it now. It's an amazing technology. We know that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? And it's a matter of someone trying it and they see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once we get serious about it and we're convinced that this would be the right way, the appropriate thing to do, which would be LifeWave, and we want to take it further, and we say, look, I really want to recover my health. I just want to do little patches or Band-Aids or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to tell us what would be the proper procedure to get a proper protocol, which is what David gave me. He gave me a personal one-on-one protocol, and the effects were immediately, and I feel certain about what I'm doing because it came from the right person, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would like you to tell us a little bit about what would that step be? Great, we have patches and we're getting better, we sleep better, but I want to get to the root of this thing. I want to completely recover my health like David is. Mm-hmm. I want other people to have that opportunity. So I want you to tell us about that. So before, let me translate the whole thing.
Okay. Okay.
So go ahead, Dr. Hannah.
Okay. So I want to just say a couple of things. When you're talking about a protocol, there can be a protocol for one thing, like for instance, using a specific patch or a specific supplement. And then there is the protocol for the individual, which could include several things. Like David did with you, he did a one-on-one personal protocol. That's the correct way to do it. There is no such thing as one size fits all. Everybody is different. Everybody's past and how their body got to where they are today is different. They've taken whatever pathway they've taken. They've eaten the food they've eaten. They've been in whichever environment they've been in. So the protocol is specific to that individual and has to do with what has happened in that individual with that individual up until the time that we're talking to them. Okay.
All right.
So even so, taking that into consideration that everyone's different, there are a few things that are going to be the same with 99% of the people, okay? So for me, my specialty is human detoxification. That's what I've done for years. And what I specialize in is helping a person to remove all the toxins from their body, which would include parasites, all kind of pathogens, viruses, candida, which are funguses, worms, and most people have that. So that's one thing that most people will benefit from. And there may be a couple of other things, but so that's a basic. But then from there, then we do a personalized program that's going to be very targeted. And it's right because it doesn't take months to start working. It's right because your body begins to balance and it begins to go into homeostasis, which is perfect balance. And you begin to have the experiences that you're having.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
you have to help me too, Henry. Let me tell you something. You have to help me because I'm looking directly in the camera. I'm not looking at you. I can't see any indicators, and I don't know if I'm talking too much or if I need to give more. So you have to kind of.
No, I'll interrupt. You'll hear it audio-wise. Okay. No, but it's running fine. It's running fine.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So the first stage, the first part is everybody needs to detox. Is that what you're saying?
When I say that everyone needs to detox, that's pretty much true, but it's not necessarily the first thing because one person, if they have a very high level of toxicity for instance, maybe cancer or lupus or, you know, any of the autoimmune imbalances, you're not going to just throw them into detox because it would make them very sick. So even though they need to detox, there may be something else that we do first. So it's not necessary that that's the first thing. It's just means that it's something that everybody shares.
Okay, okay. I got that.
Okay.
So I've read enough to understand how detoxification works. I've done a detox program once called the purification program. Mm-hmm. So I know how it kind of works. But the key questions are, so what if we just don't detox?
Yeah, you know, that would be like putting clean clothes on top of dirty clothes. Can you imagine? You know, you've got a basket full of dirty, stinky clothes, and then you come and put clean clothes on top of them. No. So, yeah, everybody is going to have to detox, but the level at which they do, that will be different.
Okay. So this is your key specialty, huh? Working on
right.
Detoxing.
Right.
See, that's another thing I didn't know about you.
I know. I was thinking about this. I was saying he's going to learn so much because we have actually not sat down and had this conversation.
And you know what I'm going to be doing, right? Like if I have someone in front of me, and like I told David, that I respect it and admire, I know that they know what they're talking about. I am the best student there is. At least I consider myself a good student, right?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So we got this. No dirty clothes. We need to shower before we go and take some new clothes on.
Very good.
Tell us. All right. So why should we detox? I got the picture. What should we detox and what should we detox? Why and what?
Well, okay. So let's kind of define detoxification because it might be different from what some people think. So detoxification means the removal of anything that is not organic to the body and does not contribute to the balance of the body. That's detoxification.
Okay. That word is new, this balance stuff. That was new for me. I started listening to it from David. Balance this, balance that, energy this, energy that.
I want to define a couple words.
Okay.
Because we throw them around and you're right. And it's not just new to you, it's new to most people. So when in the health industry, when I say health industry, not medical industry, in the health industry, when we say balance, what we mean is that the body is in the condition, it's in the most optimum condition that it's supposed to be in, without inflammation, without stress, without any pathogens, without any imbalances, anything that's not supposed to be there. That's what it means. It means fully as it was meant to be. And sometimes for some people, once they go through a really good program, they're in better condition than they were in when they were even born.
Really?
Yes, because some people are born from mothers who consumed all kind of toxins and alcohol and medications, and they were shot up with medications when they had the child. So the child actually was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't think like that. We are born and we live in a community where it's normal to be sick. We don't even know we're sick. It's normal when we get out of bed to have little creaks and pains. It's normal to have gas. It's normal to not quite see right. We think it's normal, but this is not normal. This is very abnormal.
Wow. Okay. This is exciting. Okay.
Okay. So then the other part of that, besides removing all the things that don't belong there, it's making sure that the body is producing the correct level of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, and that it's being able to absorb those supplements from the food and from any additional supplementation that we give it. That's part of balancing.
Okay.
Man, it sounds so much better when you say it.
Oh, it does?
You've got all the, the enunciation and don't worry, Don't worry, I'm gonna be able to say it in Spanish soon.
Before I continue, your mom is from where now? You remember?
My grandmother is from the Cape Verde Islands, from Brava. It's off the east coast of Portugal. There's little islands right on the east coast of Portugal. That's where she's from. So she was a first generation immigrant.
I'm just telling you that you're also very expressive with your hands, and as time goes by, you'll start letting go. You'll get more familiar with the audience.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm kind of being conservative.
Sí, está siendo conservativa.
So my grandmother, sometimes what happened with people when they immigrated to the United States, they tried to leave their roots behind because they wanted to be American, right? So they would never speak Portuguese except for the bad words. I know those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
All right. So going back to this detox.
Uh-huh.
This is exciting. This is exciting. Okay, so that would be one of the basic concepts of someone being healthy.
Absolutely.
Balance. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next question is, how do we start this? I mean, where does someone start detoxing? A stage of detoxification, or is there any more words that we need to understand?
There are definitely more words, and as we go along, I'll clear them. I should have written a list because I thought about it last night, but yeah, I'll make sure and kind of clear them as we go. So where a person starts, again, it's individualized. So the very, very first thing that we do is we do a health questionnaire on every person. And because some people maybe are taking medication, some people have had surgery, some people have certain physical conditions that one detox or one supplementation won't be the right one for them, So we do a health questionnaire first so that we can get a clear picture of who the person is. And then from there, then we can come up with the protocol for them.
Okay. That makes sense. I imagine drugs that they're taking at this moment. Correct.
Or in the past.
Heavy into, let's say, coffee, you need to know all this stuff.
Correct. Things like root canals, dental work, 90% of what's going on with a person, when we look at debilitating diseases, they trace back to dental work.
Are you serious?
Very, very. People don't realize it. That's why in biofeedback, one of the most important protocols to run is the dental protocol. Many times I run a dental protocol and it handles the situation just with that.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mercury, Mm-hmm.
This is exciting. I like this. Okay. Man. He asked me about, do I drink coffee? How much do I eat, bread, spaghetti? And based on that, he gave me that. You're going to give us a whole separate webinars on that.
Yeah, that's a whole area by itself.
I know somewhat about that because I do have, as you know, friends that are dentists, cosmetologic dentistry. I mean, they specialize in that, and we had times to talk about it, and they say, yeah, it's you start killing people through their mouth.
Oh,
through the dental work.
Absolutely.
All right, so we go through this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I thought of another word that I remembered. I wanted to make sure and clear. This is talking about energetic medicine or energy medicine, right?
Okay.
Because we talk a lot about that, and people might think we're just talking about energy where they want to get up and run. And that's not what we're talking about. Okay. So, as human beings, we are energetic animals. We have trillions of cells in our body, and each one of those cells has an energy center that emits light, and it emits its life. That is the life force of us. When you take that energy away, you just have a dead body. Right? Okay. So energetic medicine is medicine that there's all different types of things. Biofeedback is an energetic medicine. LIFEWAVE patches fall under energy medicine. Electronic acupuncture, electronic reflexology, far infrared. These are all types of energetic medicine. And the reason why they work is because they have encoded in them various frequencies that align with healthy organs and healthy structures of the body. So that's why you can put a patch on and feel immediate relief, because that energy, that frequency that's built into that light mimics the healthy part of the body. It
Wow.
talks to the body.
Okay. Okay. So that's where I see David as such a key component on everything that we're putting together here.
Right.
Because when you use, for example, the energy patches, right?
Mm-hmm.
The energy patches. I think this one. When we use these energy patches,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just to give you that immediate boost so you can go run like I do. I put this on and I tasted it with him, and without it, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
I can do the same 4 miles and I'm exhausted. I'm like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I can use the energy patches. I'm not out of air. I can run another 4 miles if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, as he mentioned, is that it actually helps the energy field of the body.
Right.
To stabilize, and that's why it opens the door for other things to get better. So it's not just energy. So that's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. So this is why you kind of also fell in love with LifeWave, because it aligned completely with what you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It works fast. It's inexpensive. Some of the same results we get with using the patches I've been getting, but I've been using very expensive machinery. A person has to come into my clinic and they have to pay each time they come. And this, they can take this, they can take it in their home, they can use it themselves and get the same results. I love it.
Right.
And not needing any medical training.
No, it's amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. I never ever. You think that if I would have had a hint of what more were behind these pain patches, I would have not stopped last year and asked you the rest of it? I didn't know.
I think about that. I think about that, and I know you would have stopped, but at the time.
Right. We just didn't. Okay, so we won't have that much time left, but because we do want to keep it around an hour, and we are going to enslave you. If that, we're going to enslave you. We're going to chain you. So, we even convinced you to wear a shirt now, because you're now part of the management of.
I am.
I know we have a visitor coming in from LA tomorrow.
Right.
So we're going to give him as much time as available that we have for him. It's very important to us.
Yes.
But we definitely want to continue. You know that. This is just the start. This is what it's called, a mystery sandwich.
Okay. My official title is the Minister of Health.
Okay, Minister of Health.
Yes.
You are our Minister of Health.
Right.
You have been appointed our Minister of Health. Bam.
I accept.
I just told him that we're going to schedule our next event as soon as we can.
Okay.
And the idea is to continue and come to a point where we can have a system where people can report fill out that health questionnaire. Right. And we will get in communication with them to give them the protocols appropriate, as well as the routine ones that can help for immediate relief.
Sure.
So is there anything else you want to say before we end off, or?
I just want to thank you again very much. I think that this is so important. What you're doing and what the whole team is doing is vital. And, this is the answer to a postulate of mine for many, many years. When I mentioned to you that I had the largest mobile medical clinic in the county of LA that wasn't owned by the county, for me, it's always been important to be able to help as many people as possible across the planet. So this webinar just extended the reach into Latin America. And with using some of these products, we can teach people how to go out in their whole community and be able to help many, many people. We can create an army of health wellness warriors. And so it's a dream of mine, and I'm very happy to be involved with you and with the whole Spanish connection, because I know this is the way that it'll get done. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, thank you in reverse. Here is you thanking us, but we're thanking you. You are our Minister of Health.
See?
And we'll talk later, and we'll definitely schedule our sequence of this before we can get into the nitty-gritty of the detox protocols.
Okay, perfect.
Okay? So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
All right.
Bye-bye. Let me take you off here. Okay. Just give me a second. It should get turned off. Sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, if it doesn't, then I'm just here.
Yeah, you just stay there. You just stay there with that smile of yours there. See, one more time. There you go. All right. Thank you.